Wise Pineapples. Welcome to the Juicy Tidbits podcast, where my mission is to energize you, your team, and your sweet results. I'm your host, Christine Trippi, the Chief Fun Officer here at the Wise Pineapple. Today, my guest star is Daphne Spencer. Daphne has been in the hospitality industry for over 2 decades, striving in roles such as General Manager, National Sales Manager, Director of Sales and Marketing, and Hotel Systems Trainer. Now, Daphne is the founder of Hospitality Amplified. Please welcome Daphne. Woohoo!
That was amazing. Thank you.
Well, you're amazing. That's why the intro is amazing.
Thanks for having me here. I'm so excited. I'm excited.
I'm so excited to have you. And just to share with everybody, I met, and I didn't really meet Daphne. I met her. I noticed her on Instagram. She's got a really great Instagram profile, and she talks about diversity and sales and positive energy and strength, and it really caught my eye. And I thought, hot damn tamale, man, she would be great to have on the show.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I'm such a big fan too. I always thought the Wise Pineapple is such a great name. And also your energy behind it is just mind blowing. I think the first time I noticed you was on Rupesh's Wednesday shows. So that was when I caught on to your energy and jumped on the bandwagon. So when you reached out, I thought, oh my gosh, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Oh, that's so cool. And that's so funny that you saw me on Rupesh's thing. A funny story with that is when Rupesh got his LinkedIn Live well over a year ago, he says, hey, I just got this LinkedIn Live thing. And he messaged me on LinkedIn. He says, want to be my first guest tomorrow? I'm like, yeah. So I was actually Rupesh's very first guest.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. See, that's how long I've been following Rupesh.
Yeah, that's so cool. Yeah, he's such a nice man.
Yeah,
I really like Rupesh a lot.
Great.
Yeah, so
to be here, so let's do it.
Yeah, woohoo! Well, like I said, I noticed your Instagram and your diversity and your customer experience and your sales experience, and I just knew that it was a great fit. So tell us all a little bit about Hospitality Amplified. You've been in hospitality a long time, but now it looks like you're kind of like me doing your own thing. So tell us a little bit about that.
So Hospitality Amplified came about when, somewhere around 2017, 18. Prior to that, I'm from Ghana. I was born and raised in Ghana, came to college here in the U.S. And I do visit Ghana a few times. And so 2016, I went home, stayed in a couple of hotels, and I had, sort of the experience I was expecting. But then I noticed there was a little bit of a gap. And so I started Hospitality Amplified to cater for my colleagues that are over there that may not have the same resources that we have access to here in the U.S. So that is what inspired Hospitality Amplified. So I've taken on mentorship with folks that are in sales. My most recent role has been focused on sales. So I've been mentoring, I've been doing career advice consulting. I have workshops and stuff that I offer. Nice. But the goal is to expand that and, do things both here in the U.S. and in Ghana and other parts of West Africa. So I'm pretty excited about that. COVID gave me the opportunity to go full force at that and be present online and increase my reach per se with that. So I'm pretty excited to delve a little deeper. I will be moving to Ghana at some point this coming July to spend some time there to connect with people and grow that business as well over there because I haven't had that hands-on opportunity to really connect there. So I will be doing that the next few months here just to see what happens with that. So I have
I love that. And see, I didn't know any of that. I'm getting to know Daphne with all of you out there right now because, again, this is the first time we've ever even just had a chat besides just liking each other's Instagram posts. But this is so fascinating. I'm just so interested about this. I have to know, do you know Elizabeth? I'm probably going to mess up her name. Elizabeth Ndendu?
I haven't met her yet. Maybe she's somewhere on the web and we're
she's somebody I'd love to connect you with.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, I think she's from Ghana too. But I know from Africa, but I think it's Ghana. And she's just an amazing human being right now. And she's just starting her own adventure. And she's one of the podcast episode. She's episode number 3.
Okay. I will check her out. I'm excited to meet someone.
Yes, she's so cool. And I love that you're working to help people in Ghana to elevate their level of hospitality and everything, amplify it, and all that. That's cool. What are your workshops on? Are they on sales? Are they on customer service? What do you really tackle on, focus in on?
I'm doing both because my first half of my career was focused on operations.
Okay.
And then the other half, not the whole half, but somewhere in between, I did the technology aspect of it by doing the system installations and training. So that's why I picked up the ability to train from, and then went into sales and marketing. And so along the line, I've had bits and pieces, over the years of that diverse experience. And so I'm focusing on customer experience, sales and marketing, and just, connecting and networking and bringing people together. And I want to do also recognition programs that are currently not available, that we're starting to grow that. So just to pep up our people,
that's awesome.
Give them encouragement to keep going, because it's tough. Things are different,
It's tough. And that's what this whole little passion project that I'm doing is right now, just to help re-energize our people out there. So I hope if you're listening, I hope you're feeling re-energized.
Yes, and I hope everybody out there watches this, because we want you to know that you have a village supporting you.
For real. There is a village out here. So I want to ask you, what does being amplified mean to you?
Yes. So over in Ghana specifically, because that is where the inspiration came from, right?
Okay.
I feel like Ghanaians are naturally hospitable, and I want to elevate and amplify that, because I think that being from that culture background, you're not, as a child, you don't have that confidence in yourself to be a little bit more of who you are.
Right.
And my job, or what I'm trying to do, is to elevate that by promoting authenticity, right? We're not too formal, because Ghanaians tend to be very, very formal, and everything is like the English, the proper, not that there's anything wrong with that, but to amplify it in the sense that you can add your authenticity to being naturally hospitable and make it flourish. So that's the idea.
I love it. I love to say, let your crazy flag fly. Flag fly.
Okay to do that. Just be it. Yes.
So I want to ask you, when you were a little girl, what did you want to be when you grew up?
Oh my gosh. So my family, my mother and her cousins and all the ladies in the family were flight attendants.
Oh, really?
So I admire them in their uniforms and stuff. And every time they would get off to get on the flight somewhere, I look at them come and go, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to be a flight attendant so bad.
Yes, I would be the same way.
Yeah, I want to be a flight attendant so bad, but I never got to do that.
Well, you covered the other half.
I did. I mean, once you land, you got to stay somewhere. And so, yeah.
Yes, I love it so much, Daphne. Yeah. Well, Daphne, you know that each episode is a quick, juicy bit of inspiration to help our leaders to be confident, to be empowered, or to lead from the heart. Which one do you want to focus on today?
So confidence, definitely confidence, because I had to learn to be confident to be successful in all my roles.
Yes. We all are. Yes. All right. So I know people are excited to hear your juicy tidbits. So go right ahead. Give us started.
Okay. So confidence, I would say first thing is we normally get in the way of ourselves. And I think the first thing I had to learn was to get over myself, because when you get stuck in your head and you're overthinking everything and you're wondering how you're being perceived instead of being yourself, it gets in the way of your ability to show who you fully are. Because we're our biggest critics, right? And so you're always wondering, how am I coming across? How are people looking at me? How am I presenting myself in the presence of my peers or my superiors, etc.? And so for me, I had to learn to get over being stuck in my head about my people's perception of me,
Mm-hmm.
Embrace myself as I am, based on how I was brought up. I approach things a little differently, and I think people do appreciate being different. And
Mm-hmm.
so I had to learn to get over myself in order to show my true self.
Mm-hmm. I
Right?
love it.
So
And get that imposter syndrome outside.
yes,
Or let's
absolutely.
reckon with the fact that you just know that every one of us is thinking it in our head that we have
Yes,
this imposter syndrome. So if
yes,
we just all know that we're all feeling that way,
yes,
it can help us get over it.
yes. And the way I was able to get over it was the fact that I realized that if I were perfect, then how am I going to be able to connect with people or relate to people, right? I
Mm-hmm.
started thinking about the other person I'm meeting. They also probably have some insecurities that we could connect on. And
Mm-hmm.
I can not only bring a certain aspect of myself to the table, I have to be able to bring all of myself to the
Right.
table so
Right.
that I can connect on some level with different people based on the whole me.
Yeah,
So
I love that, because I was just listening to Brene Brown, and she was talking about how, I think it was Brene, it could have been something else. I'm always listening to something.
I love Brené Brown.
I love her too. And she was, well, whoever it was saying something about how perfect isn't trustworthy.
True.
So if you're only showing the perfect parts of you, then
Uh-huh.
people don't trust you.
Yeah.
And it's hard to like perfect people. So be your unique self and show up how you are and be your imperfect self, because
Yeah.
people trust people who aren't perfect and they like them.
Yes.
So I
Absolutely.
love that. Mhm.
Yeah. Yep. So
Love
that was the first thing for me.
All right, number 2.
Number two, I would say know your stuff. So know your stuff in the sense that if you do not know your product or know your team or know what is required of you or whatever it is you're facing, you have to
Mhm.
know your stuff. So whether it's operations, whether it's sales, whether it's leading a team, you have to know your stuff. Have the knowledge and the competencies. Have the
Mhm.
soft skills that comes. Just know what you're doing, right?
Yes.
If
Yeah.
you do, it boosts your confidence. If you're unsure of yourself all the time, your team will not be able to trust that you're leading them the right way or the right
Mhm.
place. And so you have to understand what is expected of you, the big picture, how you
Right.
connect in that puzzle, what value you bring to the table. So know your stuff, know your product, know who you work for, know what you're trying to accomplish, know how you plug in to that big picture.
Yes. And I like to move this to a real life experience. So, of course, obviously, we don't know everything in the world, but knowing your stuff let me give you an example for me, how when I hear you say this, I'm thinking in my head is I show up for a keynote or a workshop presentation, and
Mhm.
I'm going to be in my head about imposter syndrome, or are they going to like my energy? And you're going to get in your head about that stuff. We
Yeah,
all do it. Every one of us does it.
yeah,
But if you show up knowing your stuff, knowing that if the LCD projector breaks down, projector, I think that's what they call it, breaks down, I know the content so well, I could do it on the fly. And that's
exactly.
going to give you that confidence to get
Yeah,
over that imposter syndrome and whatnot, because you know what you're about to talk about.
absolutely. The
So,
anxieties will show up, whether you've done it a million times or the first time. That
mhm.
anxiety will show up. You
Yeah.
have to acknowledge that it's there, welcome it. But if you know your stuff, you can deliver regardless of the obstacles that may come your way in the process. So
Yes, I love that. I love it. Okay, what's three?
all right. So the next one is the TED, right? Probing. All right.
I was
So,
wondering what the TED is.
so tell me more. The T
Okay.
is tell me more. E is explain, and D is describe. Right?
Tell me more, explain, describe. Love
Yeah,
it.
exactly. So, in order for you to solve any type of problem, you have to know more. And a lot of the times, from a sales perspective, right? When you're meeting a client or you're trying to close that piece of business, right?
Mm-hmm.
The intention is to impress that customer. Let them know that this thing is of value or it's going to bring benefits to them. You're going with the intention of sell, sell, sell.
Right.
But if you allow them to tell you more, right? Explain how the product can be used. Describe what it's going to do for you. Then you're able to have a better understanding of their expectations in order to deliver. So probing is very, very important, especially if you're in sales or whatever the situation might be.
You can have an elite member in front of you, and you know what? Tell me more about how it can make your stay more awesome. And explain more about, I'm just going to throw this in there. I had a guest who came up and asked me for a wine bottle, an empty wine bottle. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure I could do one, right? So then I said, tell me more. What are you looking for a flower vase? He's like, you know what? I threw my back out and I didn't bring my foam roller. I said, give me 5 minutes. I went to Walmart. I bought him a foam roller.
Oh my gosh. Who would have thought? You would have never known.
If you didn't.
Yes, you would have thought, that guy's crazy. Why does he want an empty bottle? Don't you want one with a drink in it?
But so that's a perfect example of how anybody out there listening, whether it's a customer, whether it's a sales client, whether it's your husband, tell them work.
Yep, it will work. Yes, tell me more, explain, describe. So all of that.
Love it.
Think about that when allow them to impress you versus you impressing them. So once you get that, you would understand better what they're looking for, and then you can deliver on their expectation. Yeah, that's what TED is about.
I love TED. That's awesome. I love TED Talks.
I do love TED Talks.
Me too. All right, which one is next?
So the next one is provide options. Always provide options. All right. So let's go back to sales again, because that's my most recent, role. And I want to use that as an example, and then we can apply that in other areas. Yeah. So always provide options. For example, if let's say you have a client is looking for a specific date that you don't have, offer them some options. Here's some alternative dates that are available that you could benefit from. And this is what we could do for you if you go with this other option versus saying, well, no, it's not available. For example, if your employee or your team member is asking for some flexibility, once you've done your TED, then you can offer them some options to look at. But they know that you're considering their concern and you do truly care about helping them solve whatever problem it is that they might be facing. So
I love that so much, Daphne, because you are totally talking my language right now. This is my whole process of yes is the answer. And options is step number 3.
Absolutely. Yep. Always offer options. Don't just say no, can't do. There's always a way out. Give some options and you will find a solution. Yeah.
There's always a yes answer you can give. I love that. That's awesome. All right. And your next one, I think, do you have 1 or 2 more?
I do. The next one is some will, some won't. So what?
Love that. Yes. Some will, some won't. So what? What's next?
What's next? Exactly. If you have that type of attitude, I think you can make it through anything, right? Because you're not going to have everything happen exactly the way you want it. And again, I'll reference this to sales. For example, I remember when I was a new salesperson, right? Whenever I got that rejection, it lingered around and it got in my way of doing what's next, or losing. If I lost a big piece of business that I felt very hopeful that it was going to come through and we would sign a contract and put it on the books and call it a day, and it doesn't happen, it kind of kills your mojo. It kind of puts a break in your the momentum that you're trying to create, right? And so as a new salesperson, I remember finding myself stuck in when I got that rejection, it was difficult to recover. And then I had a person who was higher above that I reported to said, some will, some won't. So what? What's next? What's your next prospect?
Right. Right. You're going to dwell on that one. Forget it.
Yes, that stuck with me, and it helped me move above every objection very quickly. If it's a price objection, it helped me understand that, well, this price doesn't work for this person. It's just not in their budget. Is there something else that we could do, right? If there is, we would approach it. If there isn't, if there's just nothing you can offer them as an alternative, some will, some won't. So what? What's your next prospect? right?
Right.
Keep it going.
Keep it going. Keep it alive. I love that. And in another way, I want to pull this up because this is something I read in Judy Holler's book, and it really resonated with me.
I love Judy's book.
I love Judy too. And just like what you're doing, what I'm doing, if you're out there, you want to start a podcast, or you're out there and you want to start an Instagram channel or YouTube channel, and you're like, oh, some people will say, who does she think she is? Or I don't, some people might not like me, or they might, blah, blah, blah. Guess what?
Yes.
They're out there and they don't like you anyways. So are you going to live your life for the people who don't like you? Or are you going to live your life for the people who really love your energy?
Exactly. Absolutely.
Yeah. Some will, some won't. So what?
What's next? I love it.
Wait, I got to give you a big yes on that one.
Thank you.
I love it. Okay, you got one more for us, right?
Yes. Actually,
or no?
that was the last one.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you had a bonus one that you added.
That was the last one.
No, that's awesome. I love it. I love this dialogue so much.
Thank you.
I think everybody out there is going to really enjoy it too, because it's all heartfelt message that I don't think there's a person on the planet that doesn't think and feel and go through. So just knowing that you are not alone, I think is helpful.
It does.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It does.
I love it.
Someone's feeling what you're feeling. Just bring it out, and then you realize that, you know what? We'll work through it.
What's next? Well, Daphne, I know you don't really know me that well, but I am the Chief Fun Officer here at the Wise Show.
I love it.
And so I always like to make room for a little bit of fun. So today I've got some fun questions for you. I just randomly pulled them out of my little bucket. So Are you ready for some fun?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right. What 3 things would you need to survive on a deserted island?
Ooh. Oh gosh.
I know I didn't give her any time to prep for these questions. So
water for sure. Water. And bug spray.
Water, bug spray. That's a good one.
Water, bug spray, and a pillow. A good pillow.
A good pillow. Gotta get some good night's rest. I love it. The saddest part, the first thing I think is I'm going to need some Captain Morgan and Diet Coke.
That too. I want to need that. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. If you could have a view from anywhere from your back porch, and you can choose any view from your back porch, what would it be?
Oh, any view. Okay. So, well, you know what? I think the skyline of New York. The skyline of New York. Yes.
Okay. You can't beat that. That's something special.
So here's why I chose that.
Okay.
I'm an introvert naturally. And when I'm in big crowds or big groups, I feel I shrink, right?
Really?
So I get anxiety when the crowd gets bigger and so New York City gives me that feeling of I don't want to be here, right? But if I can look at it from my backyard and not have to be in it, I'll be all right.
Yes, and maybe it'll help you get warmed up to it.
Yes. For the right company, yes.
Right. I love it. That's a great answer and a very introspective. I love that. All right. Complete this sentence. Something you would be surprised to know about me is. I know you already told us so many juicy tidbits about yourself, about being from Ghana and whatnot. Yeah. Is there anything that would surprise us to know?
You were not born in America.
Wait, say that again?
If you were not born in America.
No, about you.
Oh, about me?
Yeah. When you read that, it's kind of funny. Is there anything that would surprise us about you?
Oh, I got it. I was like, wait, what? I'm confused.
Sorry.
I can get that way sometimes.
No.
Thing that will surprise you about me. Okay, so I did tell you that I was born in Ghana. What else? So I did tell you that I was afraid of being in big crowds and stuff. But what I'm not afraid of is jumping out of an airplane, and I would do it. It's on my bucket list to jump out of an airplane one day. It is. So
you're afraid of it, but it's on your bucket list, and you want to face that fear.
Face that fear, yes.
I love it. I have faced that fear.
Yes, I want to face that fear. Usually, when I'm afraid of something, I push myself into it and just deal.
I love it. Well, you are so awesome, Daphne. I've just enjoyed this conversation so much and getting to know you. Tell everybody else where they can connect with you. I have your website up here too, but tell everybody where they can connect with you.
So I am on LinkedIn under Daphne Spencer. Just type in Daphne Spencer and you find me there. On Instagram, it is Hospitality Amplified _by _Daphne. So Hospitality Amplified _by _Daphne. You'll find me on Instagram. So I'm mostly there, posting almost maybe a couple of times a week. And I'm on Instagram too, LinkedIn too. LinkedIn posting a couple of times a week as well. So that's how you can find me. And then www.hospitalityamplified.com is my website, and email, of course. Yeah.
Perfect. That's awesome. All right. Well, you know that you end every huddle with great energy. True.
Thank you.
So what is going to be our phrase of the day, Miss Daphne?
Don't fake it. Just make it.
Okay. So our phrase of the day is going to be on 3. Don't fake it. Just make it.
Yes.
All right. Everywhere you are, everybody out there, wherever you are, I want you to put your hands in and we're going to call it out. Daphne, why don't you count us down?
3, 2, 1.
Don't make it. Just make it.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. You are a delight, and thank you for being my new friend.
Yes, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I will stay in touch, and hopefully we get to do this again soon.
Yes, I love it. Thank you, Daphne.
All right.